What's up, everybody? Out here today doing a little bit of property management, summer food plot, scheduling, planning, all that good stuff. Back here behind me, what you see, this is my late fall and winter food plot that I had. So this was crimson clover and winter wheat. So it's already done its thing. Crimson clover has already, it's done its blooming. All the pollinators benefited from that. The wheat is starting to go to seed, so the birds are starting to hit that. Turkey's going to start hitting that soon. As soon as most of these seeds are gone from the winter wheat, I'm going to come in and disc all this down and get it ready for the next food plot that I'll put in. Right over here on the other side of me, you can see some of these stakes in the ground. I've marked off my summer food plot right here. So what I'm going to do over here is I've ordered some food plot blend that I'm going to put in over here. It's got sorghum, sunflowers, corn. I think it has cowpeas in it as well. So this is about a 1/4 acre food plot right here on top of the hill. The pond's right here, obviously back over there behind me. So another one of the food plots here. I've sprayed it with glyphosate already 2 days ago. So this should be starting to turn brown here in the next few days. I'll probably hit it again a second time before I come through and start trying to disc it all in, getting it ready to set. So another look here at some other stuff I've got going on and what I tend to do in my summer when I'm trying to manage this property. So I've got a really large hillside back here between my house and the road, and it's really steep. The deer bed all back in here. A lot of times the does will bed their fawns in here. The turkeys will nest along the edges of the fields, but right on the edge of the field in the woods. So I try not to mow all this. And then the same thing over here. This stuff over here hasn't been mowed in probably 4 months now, I guess it is, and it's not on my schedule to mow it again until probably October. The reason for that is I want to leave a variety of cover for the deer and the turkeys to use around here. There are certain areas here that I keep mowed all throughout the year, just because, one, I'm trying to keep it under control because it's closer to my house, but there are pathways, there are travel corridors that I keep cleaned off. One, for me to walk through, just to check things out, check trail cameras, keep an eye on the property, whatnot. And I try to keep those roads and trails mowed off throughout the year. But the deer also use these. It's extremely common, almost daily, that I see deer come out here. They hit this pond right over here. They'll walk through the field right here, come past this clump of sassafras trees, and they'll go into the woods, this pine thicket back over here behind me. They'll use this open area. Same thing here. I've got this mowed off trail going all the way down to the bottom of the hill, and it wraps all the way around back below these pine trees. And I'll take this path either in the truck or I'll walk it to get down to the bottom side of the pine trees, where I also have another pond, and I've got some trail cameras down there. So the deer use these travel corridors just like I do, and it's just how I choose to manage and maintain my property. Well, last thing I'm going to show you today for this, I guess the June version of my property management plan. This is one of the food plots I've put in for my summer. This is, only thing I have in here is Real World Wildlife Products Gen 2 soybeans. So this is actually a Roundup Ready soybean. I put some out last year, and the deer came through. I'm assuming deer, maybe turkeys as well. They came through and they browsed it down, immediately. So this year, what I decided to do, somebody told me about putting in just a string fence up. This doesn't have any heat going to it. It's just a string fence, and I've got it at multi-levels, and it actually is it's at different elevations, and it's at different spacing horizontally as well. What I am seeing is this does appear to be keeping the deer from messing with it. I've got more growth in it so far this year than I did last year. I haven't seen any turkeys in here, but on the other end of it over here is another food plot that I had from last year. I've already sprayed it. Once it begins to die, I will come disc that in and have that ready for another summer food plot. And then right over here is the remnants of my second winter food plot that I had last year. Same thing as what was down there, the crimson clover and the winter wheat. The only difference was, for some reason, this food plot was mostly winter wheat dominant. The one down there was mostly crimson clover dominant. So I may not have gotten my mixtures, my ratios of my seed mix the same. But this is really turning out good so far. We'll see how it goes here as we're starting to get into the heat of the summer. make sure it still continues to develop properly, make sure I can keep the deer, the turkeys, whatever, out of it, and try to get it to mature and last as long as I can. I got my persimmon trees all right here. You know, they're leafed out really well. I haven't seen any blooms on them so far, but you can also see, I'm not even sure what this is exactly. I need to look into it some more, but this covers this whole persimmon grove. It's almost like a persimmon savanna if you look through here. I mean, there's just persimmon trees, and then it's all covered by this really tall grass, kind of a, I don't know. We originally thought it was an oat or a wheat kind of. See, here's some more. This looks more like an oat or something to me. I can't tell what it is. But there's all kinds of cover over through here for the deer and turkeys to use. The turkeys have their nest in here, bedded in, or hidden in here. There's a lot of spots I saw when I just drove through here with the tractor once earlier today. There's deer beds all over the place in through here. I actually saw one place that was really large, and it had a weird look to it. It almost looks like a place where maybe a doe had given birth to a fawn, and she may have moved it on somewhere to go get it hidden. But it's getting to be that time. Poults should be starting to roam around now. The fawns should be being born now, and they should start showing up on camera. And anyway, this is when all the work begins to start. You know, all the work we put in now will pay off here in the fall. You know, we put in a lot of time, a lot of effort. I've got my sawtooth oaks that I just planted up here this winter. They're all leafed out and they're growing really well. So a lot of work we put in the summer right now. It's hot work. It's, you know, you're going to get stung, you're going to get bit, you're going to have to deal with snakes and whatnot, but you know, it's going to pay off in the long run. When you put that amount of work in, you commit yourself to maintaining and developing your property, and you will begin to see the rewards and the benefits of that. Anyway, that's it for today. Hope you have a blessed day, a blessed summer. Have a good time. Take care.